Macedonia in English. Just about everything you want to know.
Thaci Krasniqi and Yahaga on latest developments in Kosovo-Macedonia trade war. Kosovo Prime Minister Hashim Thaci urged Vice Prime Minister and Trade and Industry Minister Mimoza Kusari Lila to find a solution to the problem until Thursday. Neither Macedonia nor Kosovo citizens have benefited from the blockade. The situation doesn't correspond to the Euro perspectives and good neighborly relations, stated Thaci for the radio television of Kosovo. He added that he discussed the problem with Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski, hoping that everything would come back to normal. After discussing the problem, DUI's President Ali Ahmeti and Kosovo Vice Prime Minister Hayredin Kuči agreed that a solution to the problem must be found. Therefore, Kuči will have a meeting with Macedonian government on Thursday. Mediator Nimitz on name issue. After meeting Prime Minister Nikola Gruevski, mediator Matthew Nimitz said there was still no solution between Macedonia and Greece as regards the April proposal tabled in New York. He added there were still substantial and serious differences over the different aspects of the possible solution. The mediator stressed that Athens had two problems with his proposal: the location of the geographical modifier and the scope of use of the agreed name. However, he pointed out that he had received a position in Skopje that was in accordance with the Macedonian government's long-term positions. According to him, it is clear that the term Macedonia should be included in the name, but Greece insists on what he does not insist on, which is overall use of the agreed name. That implies that it would be officially used in the institutions, the agreements, the UN and other international organizations. Polish President Komorowski visits Ohrid. Macedonian President Georgi Ivanov and his Polish counterpart Bronislaw Komorowski on Wednesday visited the most significant cultural historic monuments in Ohrid and the region. The numerous delegation from Poland, led by the head of state and his wife, visited the St. Clement's Temple in Plauchnik, the St. Bogorodica Periplevta Church, the St. Sophia Church, and they took a short tour by boat around the Lake Ohrid. They visited the St. Nau Monastery complex and ended the one-day visit with a ceremonial dinner at the Biljana Presidential Villa. Greek Foreign Minister Venizelos on name issue. The next meeting on the name issue is most likely to be organized in the last week of the month of September in New York. This was stated by Greek Foreign Minister Evangelos Venizelos, who informed the Greek Parliamentary Committee on National Defense and Foreign Policy of his meetings with the mediator Matthew Nimitz. Bearing in mind that I have personally intensively participated in the process that led to the drafting of the interim accord, I realized the importance of the existence of a referential framework, and I have voiced Greece's respect over the efforts of the Secretary General and Envoy Nimitz, stated Venizelos. Tree-cutting case. Reactions to police operation in center of Skopje. SDSM Vice President Damian Manchevski condemned the police action which saw the removal of the several tents and people who protested against the cutting of 6 trees for the construction of the new broadcasting building in the center of Skopje. Furthermore, Center Mayor Andrei Zhernovsky condemned the decision to detain the so-called park defenders and a councillor. According to him, such arrests are typical of police states. In response to Manchevski and Zhernovsky's comments, VMRO DPMNE said they are using 5 old trees and a park with a surface of 400 square meters to intentionally create a conflict in the Republic of Macedonia. Mechanism for suspension of visa-free regime adopted. DEP adopted the report giving a green light to the adoption of the mechanism for suspension of the visa-free regime in certain cases, as well as for reciprocal measures. 328 MEPs voted in favor of the report, 257 were against, while 48 abstained. The MEPs consider that there is a small chance of this mechanism ever being implemented. According to what's been voted through, it takes only one country that has signed the Schengen Agreement to notify the EC through a letter about the deterioration of the situation on the field. After that, the experts assess the situation. The EC will make a proposal and the member states then make a decision to suspend the visa-free regime, which would initially last 6 months, after which a new assessment will follow.